everybody, round of applause for you staying past 9 o'clock. I know it's like 3 hours past bedtime or something around here. I get it. About an hour? Yeah. When I usually do comedy in Orange County, the only reason why it gets like this is people have curfews after like sober living. You know what I mean? So like I'm used to it. So it's like, hurry up and get everything else going on, and then they're just kind of going. So I get it. Round of applause for the IWV Roundup for doing all this, everybody. Thank you so much. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. And Kyle, I just want to say, good job, but screw you, dude. You're young and good looking and skinny and shit. I hate that. So I got a good message and he's funny. I was sitting in my seats, no lie, comparing myself like, dude, shut up, bro, you're too funny. You're too funny, Kyle. Well, and you're Caucasian and skinny, what the hell, dude? And young, he's like, so at 28, I had silver. You know, He talks about Four Locos, and I'm like, dude, I got sober before Four Locos was even out. You know what I mean? I was like, what the hell's a Four Locos? Usually a Four Locos would be me and like 3 of my friends. You know what I mean? Like, Four Locos. You know what I'm saying? Spanish people know what's going on. Right? So, where are my newcomers? Kind of ish. My people under a year. All right, give them a round of applause, everybody. That's a hard track, man. How much time you got, bro?
6 months.
6 months, okay. Okay, I'll get to you right now. How much time you got?
28 days.
Fucking 28 days. That is a newcomer, y'all. Give him some round of applause.
28 days.
The funny part is, the 29th day is going to be like, I have 29, I'm almost to that 30. It's beautiful with newcomers. You know, they always say in the program that, that to help a newcomer and help a newcomer. And I don't like helping the newcomer. I like watching the newcomer. Because the newcomers come in like in different phases. I don't know if y'all know this, right? Newcomers come in a couple different deals. It's funny to me because sometimes you'll get that newcomer that just does not want to be there. Is the smoke break yet? And then you get that other newcomer that's just like pissed off. You know what I mean? Just mad dogging everybody. That's how I got in the program. I was pissed. Like we would do the serenity prayer. I'm like, God, grant me the freaking serenity. You know what I mean? And then you get that newcomer that's a little bit like a new puppy. I don't know, you don't seem like a new puppy kind of guy, bro. So you kind of do, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The mustache ain't fooling nobody. You're 12. That mustache is about 54, but you're about 12, dog. You got that OG like porn stash, dude. Like you got OG. You look like Mario. That's what's going on. Dude, you don't even know how to spell 70s, dog. He's like, when you're born, 2001. I had a client one time that was telling me, he was a young guy, he was born like 2000, I don't know, in the 2000s. And he was telling me, he goes, man, I wish I was born in the 80s, dude, I'd rock it. I said, no, you couldn't. Dude, you young, who here is like in their 20s still? You're not in your 20s? Also, the mustache isn't lying, bro. Okay.
34 years old this month.
No shit. What's your regimen, bro? Because that's good stuff, dude. It's like cow manure or fresh air. What is it? For Mexicans, it's literally just avocado, bro. It's fucking just everything's avocado.
Recovery.
Okay, good answer. That's one thing I hate with people, man. You start to try to talk to them and they only speak in like recovery quotes. I don't know if anybody has somebody like that, and that irritates the hell out of me. Because I remember in early recovery, I was dating a lot. And like a lot of the women were like so in recovery and yes, and oh my God, all about it. Butterflies would be shooting out of places. And there would just be yes. Beautiful recovery, everything, like every day was a rainbow. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, well, you want to go on a date? Well, live and let live. Like they shoot quotes at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey bro, what kind of tacos you like? I don't know, gotta give it up to God. What the hell's I gotta do? Just tell me carne asada al pastor, dude. Like it's pretty simple, dude. But it was irritating me. And it's funny because on the way up here, I was kind of thinking about that. We talk about spiritual principles a lot in the program, right? For everybody, we talk about spiritual principles. Yes? Yes. All right. Do you realize that in recovery, there's a lot of things that will like test your spiritual principles? Anybody realize that? Like traffic? Because I don't know about you, but I can come out of a meeting and, oh my God, yes, be of service and help the next person. Hell yes, and God, we're together, we're one, yes, higher power. As soon as I get in traffic in Orange County, I'm telling you right now, that traffic, you give me about 5 minutes in rush hour traffic, I can feel when the steps are getting thrown out the window. Like one other, screw that honesty, I'm like middle fingering people. But I try to add spirituality at the end of it. I'm like, you know what, screw you, go with God. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to leave the spiritual principles. Also, one thing that I realize is, on the way up here, spiritual principles kind of gets thrown out a little bit, like when you're waiting. Because I don't know about you, I'm very impatient. Round of applause, any impatient people? Yeah. Man, you have a lot of recovery to be that honest. I don't get that much. I hear people like, no, I'm fine, I'm so patient. No, we're not. We're very impatient, right? The most impatient people, I think, are kids nowadays. Not you, Mikhail, you're a blessing. You're awesome. I love my kids, but I'll kick them out, man. I'm cool with it, I'll be honest with you. Anybody ever have a kid? Where are my parents at? Show of hands. You're a parent?
Me?
Yeah. How old's your kid?
She'll be 18 next month.
How old are you? You're only 21. What the hell?
Thank you. 36.
Mexicans, we have them young. We have them by middle school.
I was in high school.
Wow, that's no better. She tried to flex on me like it wasn't middle school, it was high school, it was 1 year more, okay? I was a freshman.
Senior.
Twins. You were a senior?
Yeah.
In middle school. My buddy went to middle school and there was a girl that was in seventh grade and he's like, dude, that girl, 3 kids already.
My best friend had 2 kids.
I knew there was one, somebody else gonna say something. I told you. Latina, huh?
Yeah.
Yup, see, that's how it happens. You know what I mean? Thanks, Patrick. It's okay, white people, you can laugh. It's a brown joke. It's brown food. It's fine. All right? But I was thinking about that. I go, a lot of times, I don't want to be spiritual, man. I want to be like this. And then I started realizing when Kyle actually was talking, if you really look at it, men that are alcoholic. Oh, where's my alcoholics at, by the way? Give me a round of applause. Go ahead. All right. I'm going to test my alcoholics, though, real quick. Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you, sweet Caroline. Alcoholic. I've gotten to tribute shows that people, that comes out and you can tell an alcoholic's in the audience because they're doing this. It's my part. My part's coming up. And then it starts building up. That Neil Diamond starts getting in your bloodstream. You're like, yeah, this is that 70s shit. This is where your mustache starts tingling, huh? Yeah. Every alcoholic does that. As soon as sweet, it's like we busted out the Superman suit. Yeah. Ba, ba, ba. Have you ever seen people that aren't alcoholics in that song? Sweet Caroline. All the alcoholics are raving, man. That's our jam. I love it. Also, there's another song that I trip out on, especially for a lot of people. Country Road. There it is, alcoholic. So, I knew it. You know the funny part is? Drug people don't really have a song like that. Thank you. I don't really laugh, but thank you. Drug people don't have a song, but we have a certain set of rules we go by. Where are my drug addicts at in the house? Do you see all the energy when you're all in recovery? You all just shot up your hands. Me, drugs, yes. What was your drug of choice?
Me?
Whichever one, right? I love you. That's why we connect, girl. That's why we connect right here. Meth monster. Let me see you smile. Yeah, I was gonna say, they're yours, but you bought them, right? They're all straight, all the enamel's still there. I can tell I did meth. Half my enamel's gone. I brushed them, I tried to get them white, they're yellow. I was like, dude, you should whiten them. I said, dude, you need to give me back 15 years. Because That's the funny part about comedy. I used to do it this way. Now I go this way. You know what I mean? So, I was speaking one time at this recovery center, and this lady, it was Phoenix House, if anybody knows Phoenix House. Yeah. And this one lady, I shared my story, and she was all like, yes, oh my God. She goes, hey, can I come up to you? I said, sure. She goes, thank you for your share. Thank you for your story. And I said, you're welcome. She goes, can you do me a favor? I said, what is it? Can you open your mouth? I don't know where that's in the steps, but I said, sure. So is that cool? She goes, can you open it wider? And I was like, oh, this is getting weird, dude. I've seen First 48. Stuff starts like that, dude. So I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, she gets in there like, she's like, I know you have mining companies out here, so some of you miners will understand this. She gets in there like she's mining for gold. She's like, And she goes, those are all your real teeth. I said, yeah, why? She goes, I see the fillings you have and stuff. Like, well, yeah, these are all my real teeth. I didn't have to buy them. No offense, they look great. Fantastic. But I said, yeah, why? And she goes, well, because, I would have never known. And that's the great thing about the program. I get to do things like this that, for me personally, I love the fact that people can tell me, and I've heard this a few times, I would have never known that you had that story. Because I know you've heard me do comedy, but you never heard my story, right? And I was like, thank you. I was like, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. She goes, you're so welcome. And she smiled. And I swear to God, her teeth looked like a zip code. She had about 3 on the bottom, 1 on the front. It looked like she was throwing gang signs with spaces. You gotta hook her up with your dentist, dude, because like, fuck. You know what I mean? The funny part about it is, for my alcoholics and for my addicts, right? The funny part about it is the way that people get them. I think Kyle was talking about something and it resonated with me a little bit. I remember that when we stick to our drug of choice, let's get real. A lot of us get really defensive. Nobody gets more defensive than weed smokers. Got really quiet. Where are my weed smokers at? He's like, be proud of it, bro. Fuck it. I don't know. Mota. No? Yeah. I like the people that are like, I get it, but they start doing this right here. My weed smokers get really defensive though, and it's really interesting because I work with so many like weed smokers. And like for meth heads, for alcoholics, for heroin addicts, they'll throw their shit away. No problem. Done. Have you ever tried to separate a weed smoker in recovery from their bong? I have had problems like, no, I could use that as a vase and it's so great and look at the colors and all sorts of stuff. I spend money on it. Dude, are you kidding me, dude? You know how many times I cracked a pipe smoking meth? My meth smokers know what I'm talking about. I'll crack it and try to like weld it together somehow with like a blowtorch or the stove. You ever tried to do that? Look at it. You see this eyebrow, that hole? Meth. Because I tried to light the... But I got the job done. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why people give so much crap about meth heads, man. Like, meth heads, they're really like, I don't know, they're genius, man. They're recyclable people. They're people of the earth. They will be resourceful, man. I don't know about you, but if I didn't have a pipe, I'd use a light bulb. See, my man, I knew it, Patrick. There was a light bulb in here, somewhere in your history, bro. You knew it. One time, I was such an active addict, though, it was so funny, that I would actually take one light bulb and I'd try to make a pipe out of it. And I wasn't really great at it, is the problem. So I would smash the fucking light bulb. Again, get another light bulb, screw it. I live in my mom's house, no problem. I'm unscrewing light bulbs like crazy, like I got an infinite amount of supply. I even took the light bulb out of the refrigerator. It's about that big, but I try to make it happen, people. You know what I'm saying? So when my mom got home, she throws on the light, no lights, nothing. She tries to go in the living room, no lights, nothing. She opened the refrigerator and all I hear from my room is, Adrian! And the funny part is that she didn't realize that I stole the foil from the ham. And I would do that so much that I thought meth was ham flavored. So I'd be smoking and going like, what is this, honey glazed meth? This is great shit, this is good stuff. Something else that I realized though, people, men that are alcoholics and addicts are more like dogs, and women that are alcoholics and addicts are more like cats, especially in their active using, okay? Got really quiet again. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna start with the guys. Guys, when you're loaded, when you're high, when you're drunk, we act like dogs. Let's get real, right? Haven't said nothing yet. That's fucked up. She's like, yeah, I do. With her daughter sitting next to her. But we do. We act like dogs. But we act like different breeds of dogs depending on the substance. That's the problem. Like if you see like an old alcoholic, like an old crusty alcoholic, doesn't he look like an old basset hound after a while? Just... And he usually has a big mustache, doesn't he? He just doesn't give a shit no more. There's food in there from the 70s and still. But I've seen that. I've gone to bars where they have the bar people right there, and and they only go by hearing. And they drink their alcohol the same way, don't they? Versus somebody that's on heroin. Heroin, if there's ever any opiate people, they're like dogs that just don't wake the hell up. I don't know if anybody's ever seen a heroin addict, what the hell is so good about heroin? I'm a speed freak, so heroin doesn't appeal to me a little bit. It's just and the heroin addicts never fall over. That's the problem. I used to love telling heroin addicts, like, hey bro, there's a $5 bill right there. Where? And just time them as they kind of melt. My uncle used to do that. If you ever want to piss off a heroin addict, try to put an ashtray underneath the cigarette he's smoking. I used to do that to my uncle so much. He would light a cigarette and then he'd just nod out on the side of the couch. And the ash would be that long. I tried to put an ashtray over and he'd get offended. He'd be like, what are you doing? Did you smoke my cigarette? Dude, you haven't moved since 1983, bro. Like, you know we got cable now? My meth heads, my cocaine freaks, my amphetamine people, especially my men that are like on amphetamines, we are chihuahuas. Like, what's up, bro? What's going on? What's happening, bro? What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? Like something. But the reason why I say that is, you could be the smallest guy on meth and think you should still take on the biggest guy. That's Chihuahua syndrome. That's what I call that shit. Quiet as hell, chill, like. What the hell? Just asked you if you wanted something to drink, dude. What the fuck? Ladies, you're like cats, though. I've noticed this. I was thinking about this when Kyle was doing his share. Ladies are like cats, though. When y'all, especially when y'all are drinking, maybe high. Ladies, you're very feminine. When you're under the influence. I've been with some people that ain't that feminine. But very cat-like. I realize this. And the reason why I realize this is because sometimes, like if I'd be at the bar, Sweet Caroline's in the background, and a lady would come in, all the guys in the bar just like squirrel, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's that dog thing, right? And the lady would walk in just... But then you try to talk to her and she's like, what's going on, dude? You want a drink? I can buy my own drink. Well, shit, fucking buy two. Dude. But I'm glad to be sober for sure. I'm glad to be in recovery. But one of the things that I like to do is, for a lot of people, especially for my newcomers, you're going to take your 30 days in 2 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. I wanted confidence, bro. Like, hell yeah. You got that Ridgecrest confidence. You got that, I like that shit. You ask people in Orange County, they're like, I think so. Are you in a rehab or?
No.
Just straight out, raw dog it?
Yeah.
Give me raw, bro.
That's right.
That means something else in the city. That means really something else in prison. I heard this person one time says, I like my recovery raw, like I like my drugs. I'm like, dude, you've been to prison way too much, bro. That means something totally different if Bubba's next to you. I like your size. The reason why I was asking that is there's nothing more like with newcomers, especially when they come in. I've worked with a lot of people in treatment for over the years, and one of the things that I love to see about newcomers is when they fall in love. She's the one. Where'd you meet her at? Detox. How many days you got? 3. How many days you got? 28. I love it when they fall in love too, because they fall in love over the stupidest stuff, like, well, where do you see your future? Well, how did you know she was the one? Because she had an EBT card. And then I ask her, like, what got you with this guy? He's got a little 28 days, he's cool. I'm not gonna pick on you on that point over here, because she's coming. Just wait another 2 days, she'll pop up for you, buddy. But it's funny, because I'll ask the female, what got you in for this guy? What interested you? He goes, he's got the hookup on vapes. So you fell in love with blue raspberry ice? Like, what the f? That's the weird thing about it, too. Like, I noticed these nothing against you, because you look hard as shit. I'm not fucking with you. And you were orange, so you probably do some construction?
Sometimes.
Yep, that's a newcomer response, right? You got a job sometimes. Sometimes they do, sometimes don't. But you always had some shit to smoke or something, huh? Because using drugs is an all-time job. Being employed is a sometimes job. I like that. I'm just banging with you. But that's the funny thing. Like I see so many people that they come in and it's weird, man. It's it's weird when they come in because of the stories they tell and how they act. And I'm like, oh, I get it, but like you really haven't. You've struggled in your own way, but I don't think there's nothing like struggling if you've struggled before the year 2000. So anybody that was before, like you were born and raised in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, or 80s, give a round of applause. That's why when these kids come in, man, they're like, I'm struggling so much. Why? You don't understand how hard it was in the streets. I go, if you're saying in the streets, you probably didn't struggle that hard, bro. I go, why was your struggle so hard? Because my dealer didn't accept Venmo. He only took Apple Pay. Okay, what was wrong with that? Just go to Apple Pay. My mom cut me off. Oh, financially? No, the Wi-Fi. It's like, what? I remember this one guy was like, I don't know about you, but I was an addict, man. If I wanted to get high, I wanted to get high. If I had a bike with like 2 flat tires, I'd still ride the bike and try to get to the dealer's house. You know what I mean? I'd be carrying the bike, but I still get over there. But some of these cats are weird. There was this one client that told me that, the exact same story that I told you. He said he tried to Venmo his dealer and Uber him to his house. And I went, Ubered him to your house? I go, you know how much easier shit would have been as an addict if I could just swipe and it would just show the hell up? You know the struggles that had to happen? Like, I used to push an old school Ford Taurus with about a quarter of a tank of gas, but like the radiator always blew up, so I always had water in the trunk. And like, stop leak. And like, my cars that I owned never had the same color. I don't know if anybody else, I always had like 5 different colors on the car, because I'd hit it here and I'd go to pick apart and slap something on and duct tape. Like, I was masterful at water bottles and duct tape. And this guy was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna Uber your connect to your house. That's interesting. I was like, wow, is he gonna pay you back? No, he's doing me a favor. No, that means something else in the hood, bro. If you're gonna do something a favor. That's weird. And you know the reason why I say this, I'll be honest with you, the more that I was driving out here, like, and I love this part of California. Are we still in California? Yes. In what, 1720? Out here? I came over here and it's very peaceful out here, but it's a little too peaceful for me. Like, I watch a lot of horror movies and shit, and like with ice and shit happening, like, it was weird for me coming out here because there's certain, I don't know. I watch a lot of horror movies for sure, but there's certain signs that kind of freak me out a little bit. Like, there's certain things that freak me out, like driving up here. Like when I see wood in the front of a house, front of a gas station or a liquor store that doesn't have bullet holes, I feel uncomfortable. It's not from the hood. But when they have populations that are less than like 200 people, There's a city coming up from the 15, I think. It had a population 172. And I was like, everybody fucking knows everybody? Jesus. Like, that's an IQ score. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like, I'm used to like population 20,000 and something or whatever, you know, so it was a little different out here. But what I realized is the more that I got out here, my parents are from Texas. They're from El Paso. But the more that I got out here, I realized I'm in a different part of California because I started using certain phrases and words when I was out here. Like, I've been saying y'all a lot out here. Does anybody use y'all? So again, see, we have to acclimate. I got you. But I also realized something else. There was a phrase that popped up, but it also showed me my age, and I don't know if anybody's ever had to use this. I noticed I'm getting older when I start using the phrase, I remember when this used to be. And I noticed that a lot. Like when I'm driving with my kids and stuff, and they're like, oh, look at that, Raising Cane's. I'm like, and we all have that look, huh? Like we've lived it. Like, I remember when that used to be. And it's funny, like I've noticed that with a lot of different things. And I think that for me personally, like getting older, I'm noticing I'm getting older. You know what I mean? Like this year I'll be 50 years old. So it's awesome that I'll be taking 17 years in July and turning 50 in November. That was a forced applause, dude. To be honest, I was like, yeah, dude, you're a young buck. What the fuck, dude? Like, I got you. But I noticed I'm getting older, actually. The lady that took the 54 years, congrats to her. That was awesome. I love that. And she was like, you're gonna, what did she tell me? Like, you're gonna get this old someday soon or whatever. I go, tell that to my bones. Anybody ever notice the older you get, the more limited you get with doing things a little bit? Like I saw Kyle just sprinting up here and shit to speak. That's why I was prepped. Did you see me? Before you even said anything, I was prepped. I go, nah, those stairs ain't cool, man. That's. I had to step up some steps. Everybody saw me, I was doing this back there. You know what I was doing? Unhooking my sciatic nerve. That's what the hell I was doing. I noticed the older I get, the more about my body that I know. I'm like, oh my God, my rotator cuff. Like I didn't know what a sciatic nerve was. I didn't have that growing up, right? Even at 34, I didn't know what sciatic nerve was. Now everything's like, what is that, sciatic nerve? Yeah, sciatic nerve. Yep. And the funny part is, I don't have a reason why stuff happens to my body. I could just be sitting down and just look this way too quick, and I'm like, oh shit. I used to have all these wonderful scents and candles in my room and whatever. Now I have like Icy Hot and Ben Gay. Like things change, man. It's weird. I try to get romantic. Hey, baby. Ah, shit. Rotator cuff. Rotator cuff. Massage. Hit that. You know you're getting older when family members send you like gifts for older people. I think every year my parents would give me like a muscle massager. My mom's giving me like orthopedic socks. I think my dad's like, hey, dude, like, you should check out my leg brace. It works. So instead of handing me down wisdom, he's handing me down like stuff for my joints. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like getting older is like that. I trip out on that. Like I trip out like even when I get older, like it's hard for me to like get going in the morning, right? Like my man, how old are you? 34?
I'll be 34 this month.
So you're 33?
Yeah, 33.
33? How old are you, bro?
35.
Okay, on the same range.
28.
I was waiting for 28. Why didn't you say nothing? Like I asked, is anybody in their 20s? He went. So you're in your 20s. You're still kind of spry. You're still kind of can get going.
I'm fucked up. I feel like I'm 40, dude.
Shit, I wish I felt like I was 40, dog. I'm gonna be 50 and I feel like 172, bro. Like just like that population. That's fucking weird. No, it gets like that, bro. I used to get up in the morning and just like, beautiful, standing at attention, You know how I'm getting older? I realize this. I can't control my pee. Everybody here that's older, and I don't know if you've done this, bro, but if you haven't, but you might have been drunk or something. Everybody in this room has probably pissed on themselves at least once. One time I was standing in line at the grocery store, and this is how I know I'm getting older, because I can't control things anymore. I don't know about y'all, but it's been about 10 years since I could control a fart. Like, I don't trust a fart for nothing. I was laying in bed waiting for it to come over here today, and I was like, nope, gotta cut that short. I had to do like spot checks. She's laughing way too hard. And it's funny because my girlfriend be like, number 2. Like she knows what's going on because we have that facial expression like, uh-oh. And then everything tightens up and then you're like penguin walking to the restroom. It's beautiful. One time I was waiting at this grocery store and I was at this line and I was like, I don't know if I can trust that fart. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it. But then she had like one of these like daily coupons and the whole thing was, and she's taking forever. And the lady that was scanning was like, beep, beep, beep. I'm like, dude, I'm about to beep, 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 dude. Like, you gotta hurry up. So I'm like, yeah, no, screw it, man. So, and it's weird because as you get older, bro, you'll see this unless it happens to you already, big dog. But when you like suck it in, like the gas comes up and it fucks up all sorts of shit. I've held it in where it goes, then my vision starts getting blurry. Start getting brain fog for that reason. It's weird, bro, like it's going reverse. So I was in this line, I went like this, like, oh, I'm holding it. And now you can start seeing sweat just dripping, and then the line starts to build up behind me. I'm like, man, there's no escape. I'm trying to bend my sciatic nerve, trying to, inflate. So I'm holding in so much, but then at that time, I'm like, oh, shoot. And then it gets this weird thing where I had to start, I felt this like sneeze coming on. So it starts to tickle a little bit, I'm like, nope. And then it starts to go like this. And it's weird because I gotta start doing like Kegels. Like, I gotta start doing like, and everybody says like, I've said that joke before and everybody's like, dude, that's a female thing. I go, no, dude, you guys do it too. So I'm in the line and I'm doing these things, I'm going like this, and the lady behind me is going like, so I'm going like, oh God, I gotta sneeze, I gotta do something. I'm praying to my higher power. I'm going like, oh dog, get me out of this, dog. Like, no. And I sneeze and I swear, dude, I just urinated, dude. Like it came out. That's messed up. She's like, you're gonna get there too, dude, don't trip. Ladies are worse though. The guys, it's just. Like when I pee now, dude, like when I was younger, bro, I had to scream, that's the toilet, I could pee, just it's there. Now when I pee, I'm getting everything but the damn toilet. It's like, I'm aiming, bro, but the thing's like, and sometimes it don't wait. Has anybody ever had this since you're getting older? Has anybody ever had the like, open the door, open. I don't tell my girlfriend, how was your day? I don't pet the dogs. It's like Monopoly. I'm passing go, not collecting $200. Like, I gotta get there. And sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. It's okay, she does my laundry. But it's weird because my kids used to see that, like, Dad, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. One of the things that was weird about me in recovery is getting into feelings, though. I don't know if anybody, like, you start feeling things, like, you don't know what's going on, right? Like, and normally our go-to is like crying. You know what I mean? I like to cry. You don't look like you cry, dog, so I don't know. Do you? Liar. He's like, I cry all the time. But bro, like when I was early in recovery, like I used to cry at everything, bro. Everything. I'm talking about everything. I'd be watching TV and I'd just start bawling because I didn't know, your emotions started coming in. And I started bawling, man. And I'd be like, oh my God, wait, commercial. And it wasn't cute crying, bro. Like you look like you've been cute crying. Like, you look tough enough to be like one teardrop for the next 10 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like you look like you're that dude. But like me, I ugly cry. Like I get sniffles. I'm like holding in a sneeze because I might again. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then one time I was watching a commercial and I was just there and I was like, oh, and I lost like, and then we don't speak. Men don't speak when we're crying. We do this gibberish shit. Like we're on fentanyl. Like, you know what I mean? Like this weird. We sound like the chef on the Muppets. Okay, that's that dude. So I was watching this commercial and I'm crying, I'm losing it. I'm like, And then like, I think my kid came in and he's like, you okay? I'm like, why don't they just give the bear a Coca-Cola? What the fuck? And it got to the point that it got so much that my kids started like talking smack. They started making a joke about it. Because I would cry at everything. Now in movies, they have commercials, they have trailers. I'm like, oh my God. I love it when men try to breathe the cry away. Not today, Satan. You know what I mean? Like, we're at the movies so much. I love going to the movies, and my kids started making a joke out of it because I was crying so much. I'd cry over there. So I'd be like this, and I'd always have to like eyeball check. I'm like, nah, they can't see me cry because I've been doing it so much. It's already a joke at this point. And I'm like, and I can feel it. I can feel it welling up. I'm like, So like every good, Latino guy, you just lift up your chin. Hopefully that might not make the tears come out. But I couldn't help it, and I started doing it. It was a beautiful movie. I forgot what it was, but it was a beautiful movie, and it was like, oh my God, and they have the song and surround sound, and like I can't escape this shit. But I'm looking at my kids, and they're looking straight, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll cry off my right eye. I don't want to see them over here, but over here I will cry. And then I start doing this, and I start going like that, and I start going. And all I see from the corner of my eye, my daughter starts to elbow my son. He's gonna cry again. So then after that, they started realizing, I'm in recovery, I gotta cry, whatever. I start throwing some quotes at them, one day at a time, live, call your higher power. So then afterwards, every movie we went to, they'd be like I was the show before the show. You know what I mean? And they would always eyeball me like that, man. They would always eyeball me like that. One of the things, and I'll get done after this bit, one of the other things that I realized for me getting older, music is different. What do you listen to, bro?
Metal.
Oh, you're old school though.
Yeah.
Is it new metal or old metal?
Everything. Rock, punk rock, grunge.
Yeah?
Rock.
All right, you don't count. All right, cool. What do you listen to, bro?
Also, heavy metal, Offspring, Blink-182, but Metallica.
Okay, shit. Well, I guess we'll
Suicide
go. All right,
Silence,
well,
I don't know. I'm going to Warped Tour in June.
are you?
Yeah.
Killer, dog. That's cool.
Yeah.
See, a lot of younger cats, they don't do that. They like all that mumble rap and all that. I can't stand that. My clients do that. Put it on this station. I said, I will kick you out.
Wu-Tang. I'm wearing Wu-Tang.
I remember when they came out, bro. That's one thing that I listened because I was asking, like, what's going on? Like, I believe you guys, you know what I mean? But I hate when those little kids are like, Metallica. I'm like, dude, you look like Justin Bieber, dog. There's no flipping way. All right, y'all, that's my time. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. Another round of applause for Roundup and the convention. And for Patrick. Thank you for getting everybody out here. Thank you for being with me for a little bit here and staying a little bit. Hope you got some laughs.